This episode's riddle is: I tread not where the sun doth blaze, yet under moon my hunger stays. No breath I draw, no warmth I seek, and still I thrive though death is bleak. My visage casts no mirrored glance, yet eyes may catch a fleeting chance. I take what flows, unseen, unknown, and leave behind but flesh and bone. Tell me now, if thou art wise, what being hides from morning skies? Comment down below what you think the answer to the riddle is. Now, let's get into the video. Hello friends, and welcome to another mystery. Today's video, I tell you the story of the Palmyra wolves, which is truly disturbing, and it creeped me out just reading about it. So sit back, relax, and let's get the scare over.
Run away, wanna go insane, I'm a lonely guy. I give you my all, but it's been my fault when I get upstairs.
The story of the Palmyra wolves is a chilling, little-known piece of rural American legend, but the events themselves are real, woven into the eerie woods of Palmyra, Maine. This isolated area, surrounded by dense forests and farmland, became the backdrop for a terrifying series of incidents in the mid-1800s. It all started in the fall of 1836, with a family by the name of the Blackmans, who owned a large farm just outside the small town of Palmyra. David Blackman, the patriarch, was a well-respected man in the community, known for his hard work and good nature. But something was wrong that year. The livestock on his farm, cows, horses, chickens, began disappearing or showing up mutilated, their bodies torn apart by what looked like vicious bites. The local hunters said it was wolves, but something about the attacks didn't seem natural. The wolves in the area had been known to attack livestock, but never in such a brutal and coordinated manner. It felt more like savagery, something beyond the ordinary behavior of any animal. David, along with several other farmers in the area, formed a hunting party to take care of the problem. Armed with rifles and torches, they scoured the woods surrounding Palmyra, hoping to find the wolves responsible for the attacks. They were gone for 3 days. On the morning of the 4th day, the hunting party returned to town, or at least some of them did. Of the dozen or so men who had set out, only 4 made it back, and they refused to talk about what happened out there in the woods. All they said was that the wolves had gotten the others, tearing them to pieces in the dead of night. The town was thrown into a panic. More livestock disappeared, and soon enough, people did too. A young boy named Samuel Wayne Wright, only 7 years old, vanished while playing near the woods. His body was found days later, torn apart in a way that left the townsfolk questioning whether it could have been done by animals. No one wanted to say it, but people began to whisper about the possibility of something unnatural lurking in the woods, something worse than wolves. The Blackman family was hit the hardest. First, David's wife, Martha, went missing while gathering firewood. She was never found. Then, David's eldest son, Thomas, disappeared while checking on the livestock late one night. Desperate and half-mad with grief, David decided to take matters into his own hands. One cold, moonless night, he set out into the woods alone, armed with only a rifle and a lantern. David never returned. The following morning, search parties found his rifle broken in half, his lantern shattered, and blood smeared across the forest floor. But there was no sign of David. All they found were strange tracks, larger than any wolf's, with claws that seemed too long and deep, as if something much heavier had been walking there. The people of Palmyra sealed up their homes, refusing to go out at night. As the weeks dragged on, the attacks lessened, then finally stopped. The town slowly returned to normal, though no one forgot what had happened. Over time, people moved away from Palmyra, and the story of the wolves faded into local legend. But those who remained, especially the older generations, would warn their children not to go near the woods at night. They would say that the wolves were still out there, waiting, biding their time. What makes this story even more unsettling is that in the years since, there have been sporadic reports of similar attacks in the same region. In the early 1900s, several hunters vanished without a trace near Palmyra. In the 1970s, a family camping in the area reported hearing strange howls at night and found their campsite torn apart the following morning, though no one was harmed. The story of the Martin family's encounter with the Palmyra wolves in 2005 is a chilling event that took place on their farm in Palmyra, Maine. After moving to the farm, the family began experiencing strange occurrences, particularly noticing eerie lights in the woods and unsettling behavior from their hunting dogs. One night they saw several large, wolf-like creatures lurking around their property. These creatures were reportedly massive, walked both on 2 and 4 legs, and displayed unnatural intelligence and aggression. Eric Martin attempted to retrieve his guns from the barn to defend his family, but the creatures were too close, forcing him to retreat. The family took refuge inside, armed with knives, and called the police, but no help came. Throughout the night, the creatures circled the house, seemingly unable to enter. They finally vanished by daybreak, leaving only large, bipedal footprints behind. This event has been linked to other cryptid sightings in rural Maine, with some speculating that the creatures could be an undiscovered species of bipedal wolves. Others have suggested more paranormal explanations, including connections to UFO activity in the area prior to the event. And as recently as 2007, a local farmer claimed to have seen a pack of unnaturally large wolves stalking the tree line at dusk. To this day, no one knows exactly what terrorized the people of Palmyra in 1836. Was it simply a pack of unusually large and aggressive wolves, or was there something more to the legend, something darker, lurking in those woods? One thing's for sure, whatever it was, it left a lasting mark on the town and the people who lived through it. If you ever find yourself in Palmyra, Maine, be sure to avoid the woods at night. You never know what might be watching from the darkness, waiting for its next victim. And if you asked me, I'd say avoid the woods of Palmyra if necessary, especially after dark, because you too may just become another missing person, one that might be taken by something with a bloodthirsty intent, and the only thing left of you will be memories shared by your loved ones. Just thinking of what happened to the Blackman family and the group of hunters is frightening to think about. And whatever it was that killed them had to be more than just ordinary wolves, because they outsmarted experienced outdoorsmen and killed half of them easily. My opinion, I believe they were dog men, or at least something similar. There's no way regular wolves would act in such ways, or show signs of such intelligence. And being those things only show up at night, and was reported to have something to do with UFOs, something tells me that they might have traveled from a different dimension, or at least was brought to ours. So, what do you guys think about the Palmyra wolves? Do you think they might be a family of dog men? Or possibly multiple werewolves stalking the forests of Maine? Let me know your opinions down below. And until I upload another video for your entertainment, thank you for watching, and may God bless you and your families. Stay safe.